G'day everyone, Luke from Caravan World here again. What I want to do today is talk to you guys about the electrical system, which is the Victron. It's a pretty amazing system. It costs a few extra dollars, but I want to explain why the money's worth it, the investment. It's long term. So let's just go check it out. Here's our van. We're going to go through the Odyssey here. So we've got the board on the back here. Now we've got these beautiful pressed up doors there. They've got vents in them. They've also got the filters in them. So let's just open it up. Righto, so that's your Victron board. The beauty for me of a Victron board is, look, I've been doing this for 20 years. There's a lot of guys out there, brands, big brands, that do all-in-one systems. And the problem with an all-in-one system is if something goes wrong with it, you're dead in the water. A lot of customers might lose their solar, for instance, and think, well, I'll go to a caravan park and I'll plug in until I can get this solar side of it fixed. But when they plug in, they also realize that it's not going to charge their batteries also, and they end up, fridge turns off, lights turn off, and the holiday's an absolute disaster. So that's an all-in-one system. And I learnt many years ago, I banned them from the dealership. So I want modules. And this is a modular system. For instance, we've got 2 solar regulators. If this solar regulator plays up on us, life's good, because we've still got a 240 volt charger. We've got a backup solar regulator there as well. And you've also got your Anderson's plug. So you're still charging your system and you're not in danger of an absolute full failure. Holiday's over, takes you 6 weeks to get your system fixed. But let's just go through the idea of what Arizon done. So Arizon supply Victron gear. They've created these boards. They've pre-mounted everything to the boards, and that just takes out the human error side of things of wiring them up. Once the board gets to your caravan manufacturer, they've really just got to connect the Anderson's plug, run the touch screen inside, connect the solar to it, connect it to batteries. All your fuses, everything is already pre-mounted on the board, and each board has a number, which I'll talk to you a little bit further. But let's just go back into the board here. So solar regulators, we put 2 solar regulators on. This van's got 880 watts of solar. This separates 2 panels and 2 panels. You can put more up there. It just comes down to, have you got enough real estate or land up on the roof to put more solar up there? If you can, great, you may as well do it, because solar's cheap enough. So get as much as you can on there. The big device up here, that is a multi-plus. Now, I was fitting multi-pluses probably 15 years ago when I was spinning spanners. It's basically a battery charger, and the numbers up there tell you that this machine is capable of charging a 240 rate at 120 amps. It's a 3000 watt inverter, and it's a 12 volt system. There's obviously a lot of talk about 48 volt systems. I'm still a big fan of the 12 volt. If you go to a repairer, he's able to fix it, he's able to look at it, he's able to help you. 48 volts creates a lot of confusion, can create a lot more heat in certain areas as well. So I'm still a big fan of the 12 volt, but we will do the 48 volts if the customer asks for it. Now with your inverter, it's auto turn on and off. You don't do anything other than push a button inside. You don't have to use any rotary switches. We run on all of our vans that are off-road, we run the air conditioner through the inverter or your power points, and they pull a couple of circuits out, which would be the 240 side of your fridge, for example. If you had a 240 hot water system, they'd pull that out as well. So that's a great device. 2 solar regulators. This is a DC-DC charger. They've all got different ratings, but we're working on 30 amps here, which is heaps. That is making sure that whatever your car is putting out through the Anderson's plug is getting everything it needs to the battery. Down below, they'll all have this servo. The servo, for you to interact with the servo, is the 7-inch touchscreen inside. The servo basically is grabbing all the data that all these devices are doing. So your solar regulators, your inverter, your 240 charger, the servo's grabbing all that data and it's putting it all in the cloud. It's putting all into the touch screen inside, which we'll have a look at. And that's going to help you read and understand what's going on. You don't have to be much of a user, or you can really invest a lot of time into these systems and become an absolute bloody expert and you'll be able to crack a beer and talk to all your mates about the numbers you're putting in and putting out. So it's pretty exciting stuff. The beauty of the board is also they have a number on it. So this is board 735. If you have an issue with this board, or you have an issue with a flat battery, or you think a section's not working, you can actually call Arizon, who designed the board. They can go into the system and say, you are correct, this is what's going on. And the also thing for Arizon is they don't have to have the customer telling what they think's going wrong. They actually just get in there and get all the factual evidence, fault find it very quickly. They can adjust settings. They can turn your amps on your battery charger up or down depending on how much lithium you got. It's really, really cool stuff. We'll just zoom back to the board there. You've got fuses down here as well, which are nice and easy to get to. You've got some great circuit breakers, battery circuit breaker, inverted circuit breaker, the feed to it. We've got the shunt there. The shunt basically tells the system everything that goes in and out as far as a data log. So that's a very important tool. And then you've got your fuses. You've got non-essential fuses, which means basically they get switched on and off when the van gets switched on and off at the door. And then essential are fuses that stay on. They don't get switched off. For example, your fridge. You don't want the kids turning the switch off at the door and turning your fridge off. Beautiful system, and it comes down to the way it's mounted. The fridge that we use has to be the Dometic. It's got a certain shape on the back of the fridge. Up the top, we've got two fans. They're on a thermostat, and they click on at 45 degrees. That's when they turn on, and they'll pump air through this filtered door into the system, up the top, and then out the rooftop vent. So that's the side vent up the top there. So that works out great. Now, this fan here is the Odyssey. They come standard with 480 amps of lithium power. So that's two 240 amp batteries. The batteries are on the box down on the chassis, on the boxes down here. I truly believe that in time, lithium's just going to end up on the chassis. We've got new regulations where they've got to be inside, they've got to be vented to the outside. I've seen the way some of these manufacturers are venting the batteries on the inside, and I can assure you if those batteries are going to smoke up, that smoke's going inside the van. So let's just jump to the way it's going to be. They're going to be out on the chassis. It's so safe. The batteries are so safe these days as well to add to that. So I think let's just stick to the outside. Now, the battery boxes that I put on in my dealership, these are capable of 400 amps, but I've only got 240 amps in each box. So if you decide you want to buy a van off the lot and upgrade it, well, I can throw 800 amps of lithium in there nice and easy. Let's go and just jump inside this van. Now, as I say, I'm no expert on this stuff. I've got a passion for it, but this system allows you to either learn a little bit or learn a whole lot. That's your 7-inch touchscreen. I like this screen. For me, it's got your water tanks down the side. I can turn the inverter in on there. I can dial up how much 240 current's going into the van as well. There are a couple other screens, your separate water tank screen. And this is a pretty exciting screen as well. If we were to put some AC input into it, you'll see some numbers really changing there. If you want to turn your inverter on, this one will show you some bigger figures. So it's a real flow chart, but it's very self-explanatory. So once you own a van like this, you would use it, in my mind, use it, touch it, and then watch a few more educational videos, and that'll get you going. If I was to turn the inverter on, inverter only, I literally just turn the inverter on. I'm not plugged into town power here at all, and I've just made the PowerPoints live. You've just heard the air conditioner beep. So I've got the option to use this Caravan and it's full by the touch of a button. So that's pretty exciting. The beautiful thing about Victron also is they put their mouth where their money is, or money where their mouth is, by 5-year warranty. So that's 5 years on all components. It's 5 years that you can pick the phone up and ask them, what am I doing? How's it working? Can we improve it? I've put bigger batteries in. Can you make an adjustment? So that is sensational. Arizon do make batteries, which we're going to look into and see whether that's for us. But at the moment, we're running iTech batteries. They have a 3-year warranty on them. But in all, I don't really know if you could do a better electrical system. So good on you guys at Arizon for grabbing the Victron gear and putting it all together. All right, guys, I'll catch you later.